Three, two, one, zero. Hey everyone, this is Sashankas wearing the USN 1E21 EC81 from SVC. So the topic is going to be wireless technology, what it is and why is it important. So we'll look into the content of what we're going to look in today. So 1G technology, 2G technology, 3G, 4G and 5G. So these are the current technologies available in the market right now. So even though 1G is outdated, we have to study it because that's the beginning. So let's look at the timeline. So or the roadmap of evolution. So it all started with 1G in the 1980s, 2G in the 1990s, 3G in the 2000s, 4G in the 2010s, and 5G that is the current generation. And then do you know what I feel when I look at this Titanic couple? If there were proper communication back then, I feel that they would have been like the great grandparents of somebody right now. So that is where communication comes in handy. So 1G technology. The first operational 1G cellular technology was introduced and implemented by Nippon Telephone and Telegraph Company in Tokyo, Japan, 1999. There were two types, NMT and TACS. So this was the origin of 1G. So what were the general features of 1G were analog technology, FDM access techniques, modulation scheme, bad utilization of spectrum, bandwidth of 10 megahertz and a frequency of 800 megahertz and 900 megahertz respectively. So these were the general features of 1G system. Since 1G was in the beginning, not much people had access to it. It was only to the military and the US. This was even with the case of internet. So these are the disadvantages of 1G. Poor voice quality due to interference, poor battery life, large size phone, no security, roaming was not possible, poor reliability. So since this was the first prototype, there were a lot of disadvantages. So this is where 2G comes into place. Yeah, this might be a nostalgic feeling for all of you. Yeah, Nokia. Nokia was the first one to get the 2G mobile phones. So 2G technology or the second generation communication systems were introduced as new digital technology for wireless transmission, also known as Global System for Mobile or GSM. GSM technology had become the base standard for further development in wireless standards. These were supporting about 14.4 to 64 kbps data rate, which had a sufficient for SMS and email services. It was introduced by Qualcomm and implemented in the mid 1990s. So let's look at the key features of 2G. Digital signals, speed data, and connectivity. So since the previous 1G was an analog system, the 2G evolved to digital system. So and the data speed was higher. It was at 64 kbps and general, and at few cases 135 kbps. And connectivity, it had GSM, so we could connect all over the world. So this was really much more reliable than compared to 1G technology. So these were the 2G features. So 2G had increased bandwidth and it had 135 kbps customers to its peak. It could send and receive message. There was lesser voice trafficking. It was capable of connecting mobile devices to the internet and business network. So basically, it was available to all of the people out there.
You're my pumpkin, pumpkin. Hello, honey bunny. I'm your dumpling, dumpling. Hello, honey bunny. Feeling something, something. Hello, honey bunny. Toko, toko.
Even though this is a funny ad, this takes us back to the 2010s or the 3G technology. This is where the 3G technology became famous. 3G was launched in 2001 in Japan. Third generation mobile started with the introduction of UMTS or Universal Mobile Terrestrial Slash Telecommunication System. UMTS has a data rate of 384 kbps, whereas 2G had a data rate of 264 kbps. So later, 3.5G, 3.7G were introduced with much more faster and advanced data rates compared to 3G. So let's look into 3G versus 2G. 3G had a standard utilities of Universal Mobile Telecommunication System or UTMS as its core network architecture. 3G network combines and aspects of 2G network with new technology and protocols to deliver significantly faster data rate. So 3G was much faster up to 14 Mbps while 2G was only up to 64 kbps. It had a wide range of network and clarity. So these were the differences between 3G and 2G. So when you look at this ad, it was you get this nostalgic feeling of 2016 or the launch of Jio. Jio was the embarkment of 4G in India. So let's look into 4G. 4G was introduced in 2009. 4G systems were enhanced version of 3G developed by IEEE. Offers a higher data rate and are capable of handling much more advanced multimedia services. Simultaneous transmission of voice and data is possible with an LTE system, which is significantly improves the data rate. So the 4G LTE stands for long-term evolution. So this was 4G. So let's look into the key features of 4G. Much higher data rate up to 1 Gbps or 1 GB, enhance security and mobility, reduce latency and mobility, high definition of video call, and it had a speed of up to 20 Mbps or higher. So this was 4G, that is the previous technology. So now let's look into the upcoming technology. So when you look at this picture, what does it remind you of? See, definitely not the previous submarine issue. I mean, what do you mean by even though there is 5G, people lost their life because there's no proper communication? So now let's look into 5G. 5G technology is the latest and the most updated technology. It is an ultra-fast mobile internet of up to 10 GB per second. It had low latencies in milliseconds. The total cost of reduction for data, higher security and reliable data. Since this was recently launched, this is much in the trend market. So there's a quote by Bill Gates told that the advance of technology is based on the making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it is. So it's a part of our everyday life. So basically, he means even though there's advancement in everyday technology, most of them don't know it because it's become a part of their daily life. Even it's like that only. So if do you have any questions? So if I hope you learned something new. Please write the video. If you have any questions, just drop it down in the comment section. Have a good day, all. Peace out.